Hello, everybody. Um, so as you all know, my supplies are limited right now. So what I want to do is just kind of do something freehand, and I thought I would do a dancing pumpkin. And I think this paper right here might be cute for a pumpkin. So I'm gonna cut it in half, remembering that I want the lines to go down, not cut it in half. Fold it in half, cut the pumpkin, just freehand cut it. And you won't have to do it this big if you wanted to do it for a card. I'm just going to show you how you can make a dancing pumpkin. Okay, that is way too big, so I'm going to cut it down some more. Still too big. I think it's just too wide. I don't think it's too tall. Okay. Okay, this will work because I didn't want to make it big enough so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, you know what? I can't do this either. Well, we'll make it work. Okay, next, I want to do the pumpkin's legs. So I am going to fold this orange paper here. And I'm going to start with a circle. And I'm going to make you some legs. Now you can just do a circle and then come back and do the legs separate. They don't have to be attached to him. As a matter of fact, I might do that. I might just do the legs. Whoops, that wasn't straight at all. I just want them to be about the same size. I usually cut them out together. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. So these will be my legs, and I want a couple hands, arms, whatever you want to call them. Let me do this. They're going to be not as long as the legs. This is going to be very sloppy. Okay. Arms. Legs. Now, do you want them both all to move? Or just the legs to move? That's up to you. So what I'm going to do now, oh, I got my lid off my glue. Let me put that back on. Is I'm going to just cut a couple circles. They don't have to be perfect. First, I'll do this one, a little circle. Then I'll do here a little circle. Just cutting little circles out. I guess that wasn't on camera. Now I'm going to make the little circles bigger. Oh, that's a messy circle. Doesn't matter. And here is another messy circle. It should still work if this stuff is long enough. Here. Okay. They're not quite long enough. So what do I want to do? Another circle. That might be easier. A bigger circle. Okay. Let's do, I don't want to make that my inner circle. So I'll just do it here. An inner circle. And then the outer circle. Just make it longer. We'll see if that works. I don't know anymore. Excuse me. The wind has been blowing here for days. And it is not being very nice to me. Okay. So now, come on. These are going to get glued on here. That goes there. These go here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue them on. Now when you're dealing with kids, you can fold these, kind of do the zigzag fold, mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley. And it just gives it a little bit more oh, what's the word? Did I just do that backwards? I did. That's all right. I'll make it work. But you basically want to glue it to the back. Just glue them on. Yeah, I'll just do this. Redo this. One there. One there. You can get them little hobble things now. The little spring things. Wobblers or whatever they're called. You can buy those now. But if you don't want to buy them, you don't need to buy them. Now all I'm going to do is take some pieces. I got pieces here, look. If you have puffy tape, foam tape, whatever you want to call it, you can use that. You don't have to do this. have to find something to make it stand out. Right. Or stand up. Stand away from the back. That's going to actually hold it in place. It does have to hold it in place. I get these, I cut these up. Oops. Dropped it. Just however many. Just a quick get them together. Here I did some triangles for something else I made earlier that I didn't video. But here we go. I'm just gonna start gluing these together. Like I said, if you got foam tape, you definitely want to use foam tape and not have to do this. Because this is not what I would call especially fun. Just gluing paper into a stack. It works better too if you do circles, but if you wanted to sit here all day while I did circles, no. So hopefully this works with the squares. You know what they say about putting the circle in the square, or the square in the circle, or whatever it is. But I'm just stacking them up. Might have to make my little holes a little bigger. But you don't want them too much smaller because then it might fall off. And you don't want it to fall off. The hole just kind of has to be able to move around it, right? Once we get this done, we can start decorating our guy. I didn't count how many pieces of paper or nothing either. And I might have should have done that. Just to keep track and try to kind of keep the height the same. These smaller pieces are not as easy to deal with as those bigger pieces were. All right, I think that's gonna be good. Okay. Now, let's place these things. So this, I want about here. So I made the little one to go here. So we don't want it to be able to come off. And then this one, there it go, like here. I gotta trim it up. Just trim some of these little rough pieces off. Since I didn't stack it real nice, I could maybe cut it into a circle right now, actually. I'm kind of getting a circular shape, cutting those pieces off. Okay, and put that there. Now what I want to do is get some bigger pieces that are going to cover those up and glue them on here. Just so it can't escape. That's all it's got to do is just keep it from escaping. Let's let that dry a little bit. Now, do we want a faceless pumpkin? Probably not. So let's do some face making stuff using black paper. I'm about as good making triangles as I am making circles. So I am going to use this corner. I can't get it the same size. Yeah, let me try doing this. I think that's about right. Okay. There's eyes. In mouth, ooh. How about we just do an oval? I'm trying to figure out a way to do this nice so that it looks halfway decent. And let's just cut. I don't know. And how about another triangle for his nose? And just a little bit of a line for eyebrows. Boy, you can't see that, huh? That is a terrible, terrible pumpkin face. Let's try making this more of a smile. Maybe. Maybe that works. Let's see. Really dance. Not freely. So what do I need to do here? Add more pieces? Maybe. That's what I'm gonna do. I want him to move freely. Especially his legs. Now that seems like it's way up. I could always trim. Let me trim a little bit of this, just in case this is our holdup, or part of our holdup. That's better. Let me do the same thing with this one. Just kind of round it out. Make it a little bit smaller. And I would also be willing to bet that if you don't have it folded, it's also going to move better. Okay. I want to flip it over and let it dry without really messing with it too much. Let's get his face on. His face might be too small. don't know why I'm saying his. It could be a she. Okay. Of course, if you're at home and you have a bunch of equipment, you probably can make your faces better than mine. Because you could probably find shapes in your dies that will work wonderful for it. Okay. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Ooh. Okay, so if you make it, see how he dances, and you make it smaller. I made it bigger so it would be easier to see what I was doing. But you want to put it on a card. So especially if you're using foam tape, stack it up on the sides. Not where this is it's gonna interfere with this movement though. These are where I want it mostly. Tack it on to the paper. And I'm just gonna tack it onto this black. I'm sure most of you already know how to do this. I just thought it would be a fun thing to do with Halloween coming. So we can move his arms. Oh, all of those feet, come on. Oh, look at what I did. You might want to make sure your glue is dried well. His hands move. His feet, they were wobbling pretty good. Now they don't want to. I want them to wobble really, really well. So I'm going to stack them up. Maybe it's the shape. Maybe it's the squares. What I think I need to do is maybe pull it out some. If that makes sense, just pull it away from there and pull it out. There we go. I just need to pull it away from the backing a little bit. If you use circles, it'll work better. I'm pretty sure it's the squares. But there we go. Those round foam dots are beautiful with this. There we go. We have a dancing jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. He doesn't look especially happy. He should, but he doesn't. All right, everybody, if you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Everybody have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.